Hey there, I'm Emmanuel Kadosh, filling in for Natalie Tversky.
And I'm Max Fetterman, and we're cruising Israel for ILT.
From the tastiest dishes to the craziest locations, every Sunday we drive to the hottest spots in Israel. So hop on and let's roll.
So, Emmanuel, happy to have you this week. Are you looking forward to filling in for Natalie on the show?
Yeah, I'm so excited to be here. Thank you so much.
Cool. You've seen the show before? You kind of have an idea of what we do?
Yeah, I'm a huge fan. I see Natalie every Sunday.
Oh, cool. So tell me, what's your favorite segment?
I love all the extreme, sporting stuff you guys are always doing.
I was kind of hoping we would do not so much of that while Natalie was out of town. Well, what do you got going on?
Sorry to disappoint you, Max, but we're heading to Netanya for a special flight.
All right, let's do it.
Let's do it. Have you ever dreamed of flying? Here at ILTV, we decided some dreams need to come true. We're here with Segev Baram, the owner of Latus Company. Thank you so much for having us.
You're welcome.
So tell us a little bit about what we're going to be doing today, what this thing behind us is.
So this magnificent vehicle, this aircraft, is the safest aerial vehicle ever, and it's called PPC, which is Powered Paragliding Cart. It will show you and demonstrate you how easy it's to fly like a bird, or even more so, like a butterfly.
I say bird, he says butterfly. Either way, this experience is one of its kind. You get to twist and turn, to lay low or to fly high. Can't wait. It's gonna be crazy.
There are two steering in the front of the front wheel, which when I want to turn to the left, I'm pushing my foot to the left, and when I'm pushing the right foot, we are turning to the right. When I want to accelerate, when I want to climb up, I'm accelerating the accelerator, and we are climbing. And when I'm taking down the accelerator, we are sinking. And that's all the four actions that you need to fly, so that's what makes it so simple to handle.
So now we know how to control it, but how does it actually fly?
When I'll start to move, I'm turning the engine on and we'll go forward. While we're doing that, the parachute will inflate and go above us. And while I'll accelerate more the machine, in one point, the air will stream on the parachute as much speed that will lift us up. Okay? Then I'll have to steer the brakes with the handles in the front of me, and we'll fly for our fun.
As a bird.
As a bird and as a butterfly.
Oh, and if you thought you were too young or too old for this crazy adventure, think again, my friends.
Because it's the safest kind of aircraft ever, it's fit every age from 6 to 99, or maybe even more. It's amazing to see such small kids buckled up in the back seat and enjoying the air like grown-ups. And it's also amazing to see older people which are sitting, and even they are not capable to walk easily, when they are flying they feel like birds, and that's amazing feeling for them as well as to me.
When you come to visit Israel, there's so many beautiful places to see. This flying ATV experience gives you the opportunity to look over half of Israel's cities from up above.
For tourists, for instance, it's an amazing way to see Israel. Not only to see the holy sites or the other tourist sites that we have, which are wonderful, but also to give them a new perspective.
Hey, here's a fun fact.
Did you know that Masada have the shape of Israel when you're looking from above? So that's what this vehicle can allow you to see.
Ever wanted to be a pilot? Listen up, future pilots. This one's going to be interesting.
So because it's a very easy aircraft for handling, You need only 13 hours of practicing, and you can fly by your own and be a solo flight pilot. It's the easiest way.
Craziest things I've done in a long, long time. I almost had a heart attack, but it's all good. It was so much fun.
Well, that was insane. So does that fill our quota for extreme stuff? Because that looked pretty extreme to me.
We have another crazy thing in store.
Oh, we do we? So tell me, what is it this time?
So I heard that in Bet Aryeh, there's some of the most intense rappelling.
Oh, I love rappelling. I might even jump down myself.
Ready?
Let's do it.
Let's go.
Well, good morning. My name is Itai, and we are gonna do today some kind of rappelling, and also we will see the difference between usual rappelling and caving, which is used with different kind of equipment, and we'll see the difference between the equipment and the style itself, which is very, very different one from the other. We are located in Beit Aryeh, in a cliff which is used as our classroom, and we come here a lot during the weeks before we enter a real cave and rappel inside. So let's start.
Before participating in any extreme sport activity, you gotta know how things work. Itai took us step by step to make us feel a bit more comfortable before stepping off that ledge. Let's practice a bit before starting. You have to adjust and understand the technique before you can begin.
First of all, you lean backwards until the rope holds you. Then when it holds you, you start rappelling slowly down to the ground until you sit down on the ground.
Let's face it, you don't get to walk down the side of a wall strapped to a rope every day, right? You have to get used to this feeling before you start.
While we climb down, we actually climb down on a wall. It's not walking on the street normally. It's climbing down a wall. It's walking on the side. At the beginning, it's a little bit weird, but you'll get used to it.
All right, guys, so I think I got the hang of this rope. I'm strapped in, helmet's on, the rope's ready. It's time to climb up and get started. Are you ready for this? First, a few rules. If you don't keep your legs apart, you'll lean to the sides. Bending your knees only pulls you closer to the wall, and that might hurt. Don't lean forwards, or you might start to fall. Keep your arms parallel to your legs while holding the rope to the side. Start by walking very slowly backwards while releasing a little bit of rope. Looks simple, right? Now my turn.
Lean. Don't go forward, just backwards. Lean on the rope. Let the rope hold you. Okay?
Okay, leaning.
Lean. Perfect. Lean more.
If you're anything like me and have a little fear of heights, don't let that stop you from trying. Itai and his fellow instructors are so kind and patient, they come to the rescue whenever it's needed.
אוקיי. ועכשיו?
בלי כוח, תזריק.
ואתה איפה?
לא, תזריק.
לא, אני רוצה להחזיק.
לא צריך.
אבל לא עכשיו.
סבבה, תורידי את היד הזאת שסתם כואב.
לא, זה לא כואב. תלך.
רואה?
אוקיי.
מעולה. עכשיו תסתובבי, כדי שהסלעים לא יחייבו לך.
אוקיי.
All right, I have to admit it, I was a little hesitant, but some just had it in them. And that's how it's done. They don't look scared at all. So whether you love new adventures or you're trying to get over a fear, this is the perfect activity with the best team to just go for it. The instructors at Exterior Rate really know how to make you overcome your fears, get comfortable, feel safe, and of course, to have fun.
So, Emmanuel, that was crazy even for you.
I know, it was a little intense, but you gotta confront your fears.
Well, you know, it'd be fun for me, חופשה.
A vacation would be amazing right now.
Okay, so how about a חופשה in Jerusalem?
Let's do it.
Boom, let's go.
Done. coming to check out Jerusalem have a variety of different hotels that they could come stay at. We were invited to come check out the Arthur Boutique Hotel to see what's so unique and special. Let's check it out. The Arthur Hotel is located in one of the most famous streets in downtown Jerusalem, a street that's closed off to vehicle traffic, but the owners found a creative solution which only makes the experience that much more fun.
We use the parking lot of the Harmony Hotel, which is our sister hotel. Our guests are coming to the Harmony, they park their cars there. We take them with their luggage with a golf cart, which also something very special and unique to the hotels in Israel in general and in Jerusalem in particular.
Before even walking into the hotel, you get a feel for the historic city by walking a bit through the streets of Ben Yehuda. Not to mention its close distance from Machne Yehuda, which is one of the most famous and culturally filled markets in Israel.
One of the most important things is the location of the hotel. We're centrally located. We're walking distance to almost everything, all the attractions, the old city on the one side, as well as the Machne Yehuda market on the other side.
The Arthur Hotel makes you feel as if you never really left the city. You walk into it seeing beautiful antique rocking chairs, an amazing vintage couch, and the room gives off a homey and cozy feeling.
It's kind of retro, kind of vintage style, combining everything modern actually, because the hotel is now, and we are in the 21st century, so it's a connection between the past and the present.
If you're anything like me, you always question how clean the hotels you stay at really are. It's understandable. But at the Arthur Hotel, you can be certain your room, as well as everything else in the hotel, will be spotless and up to par.
Another thing that really is unique and very, very important, in my opinion, is the cleanliness of the hotel. Our general manager is a cleanliness freak, so you can feel it in every corner, in every centimeter of the hotel. Everything is brilliant, it's sparkling clean.
The concept of this hotel, if it wasn't obvious already, is a reflection of the cultural diversity that's developed for many years here in the holy city of Jerusalem. It's a known fact that Jerusalem is a saint place for all three monotheistic religions, and it's full of history. And so is the Arthur Hotel. Many new hotels today stick to a more modern approach, but here the photographs on the wall, the antique furniture, the handmade rags all date back to the beginning of the 20th century, to the real ancient Jerusalem.
The design, the furniture, the ambience that you get at the hotel connects you to the beginning of the 20th century. It kind of creates a very, very unique atmosphere of nostalgia and the special feel of something very unique and something that you don't find in regular hotels.
If you're looking to get the historical vibe of old mysterious Jerusalem, to go back in time and experience the old city, Arthur Hotel is the best choice for your next vacation in the Holy Land.
Well, that was relaxing, but now I'm kind of hungry and thirsty.
I am too, but I have the best place to go to with over 100 craft beers.
Wow, that sounds really good. Where is it?
It's in the best place in the Holy City, Machne Yehuda.
All right, what are we waiting for? Let's go.
Let's go. We're here right now with Avi at Beer Bazaar here in Machne Yehuda in Jerusalem. Thanks, Avi, so much for having us.
Thanks, Emmanuel. Thanks for having us.
So tell us a little bit about the bar, the concepts, how it started.
Sure. So, Beer Bazaar itself began about 3 or 4 years ago in Shuk HaCarmel, which is in Tel Aviv. And it's craft beer in this country has really exploded.
Located in one of the most famous, culturally enriched, and delicious places to visit here in Israel, Beer Bazaar sits right on the edge of Machne Yehuda.
here in particular in the Shuk Machne Yehuda here in Jerusalem, it's a very special place. And as soon as you come to it, you really feel the energy, the vibe. We're here during the day, and even as you look around you, there's such a diverse variety of fruits, vegetables, nuts, and the stores, each of them try and live up to the vibe, the energy that's here in the Shuk, each of them. And we're talking about stores that began, some of these are multi-generational. They began 6, 7 generations ago. The Shuk itself began over 100 years ago, so it's steeped in history.
Offering over 100 different types of Israeli-made beers, Beer Bazaar really puts an emphasis on their concept of 100% Israeli. Just a few years ago, there wasn't enough Israeli craft beer to serve at a party. Today, it's a whole new world.
It's Israeli craft beer, and if you tried opening a business like this just 6, 7 years ago, you wouldn't be able to use our tagline, which is over 100 Israeli craft beers. You may have been able to say over 10 or 20. So the market has really lent itself to having a place like this where people, and we have people coming from all over the world that visit us. Craft beer is not something we have to educate the market about. People appreciate it. It's unfiltered, it's handcrafted, each batch is made by itself. There are no preservatives. There are so many advantages and so many unique things about craft beer.
Everyone likes to experience new things. No one wants to go to the bar and have the same drink with the same food, especially not after traveling all the way to Jerusalem. And that's what makes Beer Bazaar so unique.
When we came here, again, we couldn't just be any other store and say, okay, you know, this we're going to offer falafel or shawarma or, you know, Israeli classic foods. There's certainly enough of that around, and people do a great job with it. Part of what we need to do is find the appropriate food that matches the beer.
You can't come all the way to Machne Yehuda and not grab a bite to eat. Beer Bazaar does not hold back when it comes to their food, and that's for sure. They have people from all over the world come to try their special dishes.
Our chef, Chaim Davids, he's phenomenal. He's incredibly creative, and he's come up with a great selection of dishes that range from things like pate, like a chopped liver pate, served with a cherry jam, which is outrageous, to a New York pastrami sandwich. You know, Quentin Tarantino came here because he heard we had the greatest pastrami sandwich in the country, to things like salsa and nachos, which is a basic dish, but there's a twist to it because we make the salsa ourselves.
Even if you're not the biggest fan of beer, with the wide selection that's offered here at Beer Bazaar, there's no way for you to remain thirsty.
Out of the 100 here that you have, what is, if you can say, your favorite?
Sure, I mean, so for us, there's really a beer for everything, kind of the way you think about wine today, where you might have a white favorite or a red favorite, or with different kinds of meals, you might have a heavier wine or a lighter wine. Beer is very similar.
Planning on visiting Israel soon, but you're concerned for your Hebrew skills? Put your worries aside, because this bar actually considers itself to be an international one, meaning their employees must speak both Hebrew and English. How great is that?
Service is a really important component. It's an expectation that people have here. For us, we don't think about the food and the beer as being what's exceptional, although obviously it is. But service is also a key component to this. Anybody who leaves the Shuk, in Beer Bazaar in particular, has to leave with something very special.
Write it down, this bar is definitely the place to be. When the market closes down, the tables open up.
What's particularly warming and exciting for me is that when you come here, especially at night, you'll see as the Shuk goes to sleep and everything starts closing down, we have people sitting all around here, and it's the complete spectrum of Israeli society. You see kids who are spending a year or two here on a program. Certainly Birthright has an influence here. People who love craft beer, people that love great food. It's such a mix of people.
It doesn't really matter where you're from. If you like a good, cold, wonderfully craft beer, start planning your next trip to Machne Yehuda in Jerusalem. Yalla, come join.
Max, how was it?
It was awesome.
My first time on the show and I get you to say something positive?
That's not so hard to do. I'm a positive person, but now it's time to get you something to eat.
So I was thinking about it. How do you feel about Greek food?
That sounds great.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
We're here in North Tel Aviv in the neighborhood of Ramat Aviv to show you an amazing Greek restaurant called Greco.
Israelis often come here to get the best Greek culinary experience without the 2-hour flight. Come join us.
When arriving to any Greek restaurant, it's only polite to respect their traditions. And by that, I mean there's no saying no to a glass of ouzo.
Before I tell you anything about the restaurant and about Greece, when you come to a Greek place, the first thing you do, you drink ouzo. You know, the ouzo is like gold in Greece. So always in a gold jug, you put the ouzo, you pour it in, and by the time we finish this jug, we're gonna be on the table dancing.
You're gonna be on the table.
The two of us. You're gonna be first, I tell you. We say yamas in Greece.
Just like Jerusalem, where every new house must be built of Jerusalem stone, in Greece they have a similar practice. All new houses must be painted white. And Greco is no different. The guests really feel they're in Greece. The walls are all painted white with blue splattered all around the place.
And that's what we try to create in Greco. You walk in the door and suddenly you look around and you feel like you're on a different island, on a different spot. So the beauty is that you're in the middle of Tel Aviv, but you can feel totally in Greece.
Eshed and his team really know everything there is to know about Greek culinary. And if you don't believe me, you should really go check out their recently published book. After traveling every corner of Greece, they've collected all the top-notch recipes, best spots to hit, and of course, an unlimited amount of restaurants to go to while visiting.
What I did to announce my love to Greece is I did my little book. It's called Greek Kitchen. And beside the 100 recipes that we have here about the Greek food, we have many different places, the recommendation of places to go, let's find it.
In Greece.
In Greece, and places that you can never get to.
The food in Greco is not only delicious, it's also blessed. We get to try a traditional Greek dish which they believe has been blessed by not one, not two, but 12 different gods. Now that's what I call a guilt-free dish.
You can see that the food has been done with lots of love. Look at this one, for example. We call it the 12 goddess dish. Why the 12 goddess dish? Because the Greek believe that in every good plate that you put on the table, a special god come to bless the food. This one is so special that 12 gods are coming to give a blessing to this one.
So I'm going to be blessed.
Yes.
So I'm going to be very blessed.
This one, you're going to feel very blessed, a little bit fat.
I'm starting to like Greece more and more. The Greeks even have their own type of hummus, but it's nothing like the Israeli one.
Every dish got a beautiful story. This is fava. Fava is the Greek hummus, You live in Jaffa. In Jaffa, you go and eat hummus, You take the pita, Abu Hassan, that's right. In Greece, they don't eat hummus, they eat fava. Fava is made by green beans.
Fava beans.
Fava beans, that's the one. And they eat it the same like we do with the hummus. They put lots of olive oil, lemon, peppers, onion, and olives, and it's a feast.
And of course, the most important component, love. Because that's how the best food is cooked, right?
What I say here, Greece my love.
So if you're in the mood for some authentic Greek cuisine, head on over to Greco, eat up, and enjoy a quick getaway to Greece. That's all the cruising we have for today. Join us again next Sunday. And remember, on ILTV.tv, we cruise Israel 24/7. Thanks for watching.